Thank you, Your Honor, members of the council. So before you tonight, we have a proposed ordinance to amend the sign code, Moscow sign code, to provide greater flexibility in portable signs within the code. And this all originated with a letter from Brandon Mitchell. It's attached to your packet tonight that requested Planning and Zoning Commission take a look at a little more leniency with portable signs in town, specifically freestanding feather banner signs is what they're commonly referred to as. So just wanted to familiarize yourself with the types of signs. You may have seen them around town. You may have seen them in other communities, but mainly a new trend in signage probably happened about a little over 5 years ago. You've seen these spring up in cities across America. They come in a variety of sizes and shapes, but they're mainly of some type of feather vinyl material, and it flaps in the wind and gets attentions of passerby motorists. They come in a wide variety of sizes. As you can see, they range from the giant size, which can be all the way up to 17 feet tall, and go all the way down to about 6 feet in height as well, and come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. These are some of the ones you've seen around town. This was the vape shop. This was out by Pullman Road, Renaissance Mall. You also have Brandon's location, Jiffy Lube on Troy Highway. He was displaying a couple of these freestanding feather banners at his place of business, as well as the Dragonfly Car Wash, which is directly adjacent to Jiffy Lube there. As you can see, the 3 feather banners at the intersection. So Planning and Zoning received the letter, directed staff to take a look at how other jurisdictions handle these signs, which is similar to what we always do. With code amendments, we had taken a look at Boise, Caldwell, Coeur d'Alene, Lewiston, Meridian, Missoula, Nampa, Pullman, Sandpoint, and Twin Falls. They typically refer to these as, like I mentioned before, banner signs. They usually vary in size, height, number allowed, as well as the duration from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Some of them prohibit them, like Sandpoint doesn't allow them in town, and some jurisdictions allow pretty much unregulated. Within our current sign code, these would really be classified as a temporary sign, and so they don't fit within our portable sign definitions, which is more oriented towards a sandwich board sign, limited in size to 3 feet in width and 4 feet in height. Temporary signs within the code are only allowed to be displayed at 2 15-day intervals, so they only get about a month every year to be displayed. The Commission ended up directing staff to look at including banner signs as an option under the portable sign regulations after we reviewed all these other jurisdictions and taken a look at how we currently regulate them within the code. And they directed staff to go within the general business and motor business zoning districts, so we allow portable signs in GB, MB, as well as downtown and central business zone. You may recall we expanded the allowance of mainly sandwich board signs out of the downtown area in about 2009, where they were prohibited in general business and motor business. And these are really the regulations we came up with at that time, allowing a maximum number to be more than 1 portable sign per each 100 square feet or 100 feet of lot frontage. At least 1 portable sign should be allowed in that circumstance where there's less than 100 feet of frontage. And then no more than 3 portable signs shall be permitted for any single lot frontage. And at the time, we had just defined the size, 3 feet wide by 4 feet in height. What we'd be doing here is drawing a distinction between sandwich board signs and these freestanding banner signs. So we'd have sandwich board signs, which we'd retain the current regulation of 3 feet by 4. We'd be inserting freestanding banner signs at a height maximum of 13 feet and 24 square feet in size, so they'd be limited to those restrictions. And then at the end, this is common across a lot of the other jurisdictions, that they have some type of language within their sign ordinance that states that portable signs that are tattered, torn, or in a state of disrepair are prohibited. And so this comes with anytime you have the fabric material that is constantly flapping in the wind, it has a tendency to really fray at the ends and become really a public nuisance. And so a lot of jurisdictions put this statement within their ordinance. And the Planning and Zoning Commission did conduct a public hearing after working through the ordinance. That happened on June 22nd, and they recommended approval of the ordinance as presented to City Council. Staff's recommendation before you tonight is to conduct a public hearing, and after considering any testimony, approve the ordinance under suspension of the rules requiring 3 complete and separate readings, and that it be read by title and published by summary. And I'd certainly be able to answer any questions that you might have.
Questions for Mike before we open the public hearing? Walter?
Thank you, Mayor. Mike, in the matrix that you've done, they're called portable signs. Are they truly portable? I saw one that you had at Jiffy Lube, looked like it had a cross base sitting on concrete, but some of the others look like they go down in a sleeve in the ground or something. Are they truly portable?
They are portable. They're not really fixed to the ground. Some of them may be placed in the ground, but they're intended to be removed at the end of the business day. So that's the way we currently have the ordinance written, and that's the way it's proposed to remain. So they would have to take that down at the end of business and then put it up at the next day.
Walter?
Okay, and I saw that in the ordinance and wanted to question it, so the answer is yes, they are to be taken down.
Correct.
Would you take a look at the proposed ordinance, section T1B, small b? It's on the first page, at the bottom of the first page of the ordinance.
Okay.
It's talking about permitted portable signs, and it says maximum size shall be 4 feet in height and 3 feet in width. Is that conflicting with what we're doing?
This would only be in central business and urban mixed commercial zoning districts. So we wouldn't be allowing these in downtown. So that was one.
So this is correct?
Yeah, this is correct. Yeah, that was one point of discussion with Planning and Zoning Commission, that they didn't want to see these downtown just because they're more oriented toward automobile traffic, whereas the sandwich board signs that are 3 feet by 4 feet are more intended for the pedestrian scale.
Okay, and last thing, you made the comment about them being across America. I think they're across the world. I saw one in some of the news footage of the disaster that occurred in Nice, France the other night. I actually backed the DVR back up and said, that looks like a banner sign. So they're everywhere. I don't know who invented them or thought of them, and maybe it's a fad, but they're here.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, what you're saying about a fad is something definitely that was addressed at the meeting, the Planning and Zoning meeting, about how for a while there's sandwich boards. Did you want to talk about kind of some of the thinking about the fad? Because that was definitely one of the things that people were worried about.
Yeah, I mean, these are a recent occurrence, and then in 2009, when we updated the sign code to allow sandwich board signs, you used to only see those in the downtown area, and then businesses started to want to display more advertising, and so that's why the council expanded it at that time to allow sandwich boards all over. But yeah, they're relatively recent occurrence, and it's just a reflection of a new trend in signage across the world, and we were just updating our code to reflect that trend.
Well, too, with the trend, remember they talked about, that's why they kept the lights, and because the banners could change. So you addressed whether or not the banners could have lighting, and remember there was talk about all that, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, they all recognized that they didn't want to see something that flashed, and which is similar to what our current restrictions are with portable signage. You don't want it to become a nuisance to or a safety issue to an automobile and traffic on the adjacent roadway. So,
Thanks.
Art?
Yeah, I was also happy to see that there remains the restriction on how many can be placed on a particular stretch of street frontage to minimize the cumulative impact. So I was glad to see that was retained.
yeah, we really wouldn't be allowing any more signage. They would just give businesses the opportunity to choose what type of signage they would like, whether it be more of the sandwich board sign or this freestanding banner signs. So,
John?
You mentioned at the meeting with where you made your presentation, and I was confused because at the beginning you meant 2 weeks, a day off, and then 2 more weeks, and that takes care of the sign for the year. Is that correct?
Well, that's the way our current sign code is. So any sign that really doesn't meet any of the categories of signage underneath that code automatically falls into maybe a temporary sign, which doesn't have a restriction on the size of the sign or the type of the sign, but it does have a duration that it limits you to, and it's only for 2 15-day periods. And so people that want to, or businesses that want to display these signs right now, that's what the option that they currently have. But after that 2 15-day period, they have to take it down for the entire year. This would be going in and establishing these types of signs as portable signs underneath our current regulations, which would say that you can display it 365 days a year. It's just that you have to take it down at the end of the business day. And so it would be changing that for these types of signs.
Okay.
Okay.
I move that we,
Well, hang on, we gotta have a public
Sorry.
hearing, dear.
oh, sorry. Rushing it.
Oh, we're done talking with Mike, so I will now open the public hearing and would take testimony for those that are in favor of this. Seeing nobody rush to the podium, I would take any general or against commentary from those out in the public. Please come up, state your name, address, and let us know your concerns.
David Pierce, 716 East F Street. Just a thought, what about anchorage for this? This thing is a sail, and the wind can catch that and tip it over. Is there anything, this is really directed to him, I didn't hear anything there. Maybe there's something already in the ordinance.
Section E, down there it says,
Okay.
Yep.
All right. It was just a thought.
yep, shall be suitably anchored, weighted, or just, yep. Thank you, David. Others that would like to speak before I close the public hearing? Public hearing is closed at 7:50. Would the council like to proceed?
Yeah, I move that we accept the ordinance and read it by, approve the ordinance under suspension of the rules requiring 3 complete and separate readings, and that it be read by title and published by summary.
Okay.
I second that.
Okay, we got a motion by Catherine, a second by Art, to approve the ordinance and the suspension of the rules requiring 3 complete and separate readings, and it be read by title and published by summary. We all good on that? I'll start with you, Walter.
Aye.
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 Okay, and that passes, and it is ordinance number 2016-08. Ordinance number 2016-08, an ordinance of the City of Moscow, Idaho, a municipal corporation of the State of Idaho, providing for the amendment of Moscow City Code Title 4, Chapter 6, the sign code to allow additional types of portable signs in general business and motor business zoning districts, providing that the provisions of this ordinance be deemed severable and providing for this ordinance to be in full force and effect from the date of its passage, approval, and publication according to law.